a lot. Kragg, I would say, has been one of the most consistently good characters throughout multiple builds of the game. And Fleet is a character who, despite not wielding a sword, is a bit of a double-edged sword and a bit of a glass cannon in the way that she functions, because her advantage state is really, really good and her edge guarding is really, really good, but she can also struggle to kill sometimes in a matchup like this. That being said, thus far, DairyD Distributor is just getting so much of this early percent put on with these up airs, with these forward airs. Gets the grab, uses the special pummel, and up throw forward air, true confirm. Finds the tech chase on the platform, and Rivals is kind of getting messed up right now as their up B puts them in a bad spot there and almost corners himself as he needs to find a way to make it back to stage with the air dodge, but back air ends up taking it. And DairyD saying, I can definitely work around the weaknesses that this character has, puts the dice onto the explosion, almost gets the extension with a forward air, but unfortunately for him, Rivals ends up falling out. Still, though, this percent keeps getting put on in droves. Gets the back throw. Oh, and tries to side B through. You cannot side B through the tornado as Kragg. It will halt you in place, and it's an easy punish for Fleet every single time as this percent climbs further and further. Fleet, DairyD Distributor, I do believe, has one more dice left in the tank and is going to end up using it here. Does manage to get the recovery, so they need to get that clean hit onto Rivals if they want to end up using this dice. Finds the down air, gets the back throw, but a nice ledge grab from Rivals is going to avoid any further extensions from there. Tries with the down air, though, and Rivals really needs to find something because they have not gotten a clean neutral win this entire game. Tries to get the down air, forced to air dodge, and that's an unfortunate too low to be able to recover from that, and DairyD Distributor putting the clinic on him. Yeah, Rivals just really didn't seem to know what to be able to do in that matchup, and DairyD was just absolutely all over him that game. That neutral pressure was really good, and being able to get the extensions off of the dice roll explosion as well. And yeah, it does look like we're going to have that switch over to Loxodont. I do like the switch. It is this bigger-bodied character, but that neutral game is going to be much more clear in terms of the advantage that you can play with a character like Loxodont, because these up tilts, these up airs, and forward airs are going to be really good at snuffing Fleet out. Nice little up B. Puts Fleet onto the platform, and Rivals is actually in the lead this game and seems to have a more commanding idea of what to do as the up tilt forward air, forward air, forward air train's going to be coming out, and then tries to get the downer off stage, but not going to find it. A nice high recovery from Rivals this time is going to get them through, but they keep getting hit by this tornado and almost get hit by the dice roll there. Almost gets the snipe, and another dice going to be coming out, but no extension going to be following up. Nice one hit of the back air. And one of the problems for Rivals right now is they keep putting themselves in these disadvantageous situations and landing directly on top of Fleet, and that's allowing DairyD Distributor to get so much. But that being said, finds the, I believe that's up till spikes, and Rivals with their first clear lead of the game, or of the set. Nice little up throw though, and Fleet does finally end up taking it. It does feel as though DairyD Distributor is primarily in the driver's seat of this set so far, including this game, even though it is much closer between our competitors. Still, up throw finds the up tilt into the up air and just misses the extension, but able to improvise anyways. Gets the jab, but doesn't go for the grab, which is a little bit surprising in that situation, as DairyD Distributor is going to have an opportunity now to get this extension and puts this Loxodont into the corner and overcommits with the side B, gets the special pummel, going to get those heals in addition to that extra dice roll. Now with the up B, rolls back onto stage, and Rivals barely able to make it out of that bad situation, but they took 106% for that one mistake in the corner, and that's just how the Rivals franchise generally works. I mean, the advantage states of all of their characters have been really promoted, and that's kind of the big thing with Rivals too, and so it's nice to see that even fairly early on into the beta, people are starting to just find those small optimizations and take them all the way to Pound Town. That being said, 117, 119, this game is definitely evened up, and a lot more kill options for the side of this Loxodont, but a lot more mistakes coming out from the side of Rivals. This explosion gets the down air, and that explosion damage not going to end up mattering, and it could have potentially saved Rivals, but it doesn't now. A truly even game right here, and this is opportunity to even up the set or for DairyD Distributor to really assert his dominance. Up throw into the forward tilt. Oh, and a nice little up throw coming out from DairyD Distributor. It is super back and forth in terms of scrapping, but able to get the conversion off stage. Misses the jump into the down air. Dice roll once again. And now Rivals trying to get this neutral scrap, but not really finding it. These forward airs are snuffing out his timing, not allowing the opportunities for any parries or any aerial pressure. And Rivals trying to play very combative. Does have the full charge there. The up air not going to purple quite yet, just floating to safety. Dairy not in the great spot, but the jab DIs it correctly so that there's no follow-up. Super close game between our competitors as Dairy recovers high, the pummel into the throw off stage. Chance for Rivals here. And oh, an unfortunate SD for Dairy. I think they thought they had their jump, but he didn't end up having the jump. So Rivals, you know, I wasn't talking the best about them, but they did end up taking the game. So there was a lot of control from the side of the fleet, but I think just slowly building up that pressure and constantly placing Dairy into those bad situations ends up putting Rivals on the board, and we've got ourselves, you know, a set that's going to go all the way. And the way this bracket has been going, there's a lot of 3-0s, so it's nice to see a set that's going to go a little bit of distance. As we get started here in this game number 3, up throw, nair. I think Fleet has some of the most like pristine conversions when they are able to get that advantage state started, but as we can see, sometimes the simpler game plans are going to prevail, and Loxodont has that sort of simple game plan to be able to put on the pressure to a character like Fleet, but Fleet is going to be the kind of character that slowly or that quickly racks up that percent, but maybe struggles a little bit more at those higher percents where Loxodont becomes a little bit more powerful. Gets the forward strong with the arrow, though. Rivals put into that bad situation off stage and has to recover in a weird way. And ooh, I love the trade-off with the bomb. Rivals, the willingness to kind of contest in that situation, but they are down by quite a bit as they keep running into these grabs and getting hit by these side Bs. Finally able to find his way through a little bit and actually does get the read on the pummel, so able to get out of dodge there. The double forward air to try and put this fleet off stage, but I mean, not really going to get anything worthwhile as this damage keeps on racking up to this Loxodont. And he is a heavier character. He theoretically could survive for a long time, but it doesn't really matter when you're not winning these neutral interactions. Dairy's just going to play all over you, forcing you to recover low, and that's going to... Ooh, just missing the grab. Just as I was talking about how consistent Dairy was at winning these neutral openings, Rivals gets one himself now off of the whiffed grab. That being said, the up throw or forward throw going to be coming out once again, getting that extra damage with the shots of the arrow as well, and puts Rivals into not the best situation, but does manage to make it back onto stage. And if they can get this ledge trap here, it's not going to be looking too bad. Good DI from Dairy. Floats their way back to the ledge, but the forward air sends him off, and good DI once again. Another chance at life for Dairy to hold onto this lead. Goes for the special get-up attack off of the ledge, and actually is going to find their way through as they get the side B into the forward air. The tornado's not going to connect, but that's not what matters. Dairy is just controlling so much of the space off stage, making it as difficult as possible for Rivals to get back and actually get the kill. And I have not seen a Loxodont struggle to take a stock this long in Rivals 2 or in this bracket thus far, so it is very unfortunate, but they do end up getting hit by the explosion to save them, but the up air ends up taking it, and even at 200%, Fleet is able to get the stock there. The special get-up attack is going to eat through what this Loxodont has in mind, and Dairy completely turning this around from what game number 2 was. They're showing such a prowess and understanding how this character functions. Nice little dash attack there, and Rivals able to take the stock, but with Dairy absolutely all over you, snuffing you out with all of these aerials, these up tilts, and putting you into these juggle situations and offstage situations, it really doesn't seem like Rivals is winning that much in terms of neutral interactions. They're not able to kind of impose their way through super well. Now, Loxodont does have that full charge, but I mean, when you're sitting at this high of a percent and you're this many stocks down, it's not going to necessarily matter too much. Offstage situation once again, it's all but over. Dairy just needs to find a way to be able to take the stock. Nice little snipes with the arrows and catches the jump. Dairy takes a convincing game number 2. That adaptation really came through from Dairy Distributor, where that game number 2 was super close, and game number 3 just complete and utter dominance. As we are going to go back to the same stage. Dairy up 2-1. We'll see if Rivals can adapt back in the same way they did that game number 2 and make that comeback. Nice up throw, finally getting in a little bit of a ledge trap situation. The get up attack though once again, and Rivals has the right ideas in mind, but they keep getting the wrong reads. They are not reacting appropriately to Dairy's get up options. And that's super important for Loxodont to be able to put on this pressure. They certainly have one of the strongest ledge traps in the game in terms of like what they are able to do if they get the correct guess. Now we have the dice on deck to be able to put on a little bit more damage onto this Loxodont, but Rivals in much more control of this match than the last one. Nice little jabs coming out, does able to put the explosion on him. Oh, and I love that jab, 1, 2, 3. This Loxodont has the fleet, and not the best of situations, but the read with the forward strong and not the best DI. Rivals down a stock once again, but I think much more control in the pace of the match. Ooh, nice rock into the forward air, and that is going to be just the bread and butter confirm off stage. And more stocks like that, and Rivals is going to keep himself in the set. Nice little forward air. Ooh, gets the command grab, mixes up the timing on shield, and puts Fleet in this offstage situation. But a little bit too committal, and Dairy now has the stage control. Nice down air, though, to get him out of dodge, and the neutral air as well. Gives Rivals a little bit of stage, and you give a character like Loxodont an inch, and he will literally take it a mile. I mean, that is just how the character operates. Ooh, I think the Tornado actually ended up saving him off of the down air, though, but still, this damage is racking up onto this Loxodont. Not too much, not nearly as out of hand as we have seen in previous games. Rivals can certainly make a comeback from this, but Dairy putting on that pressure. The forward air, though, gonna have to use the float here in the down tilt. Gets the jab, 1, 2, puts him in the tech chase scenario, and doesn't get the read, doesn't pull the trigger on that command grab, which certainly would have put him in another bad situation. So now Loxodont off stage once again. Rivals gonna be forced to use that explosion to be able to make it back to the stage. The up B once again, and the forward strong is just gonna cover every option that the character has. Potential winner side stock. Rivals. It's crunch time, baby. See what you're able to pull off. And oh, the transfer of the explosion. And I think Dairy didn't realize that the explosion was on him and not able to get the air dodge through. So now we have things evened up here as Rivals capitalizing on that mental, being a little bit shook. Puts out the rock to cover the ledge and then uses the rock to cover it high. Jab, 1, 2, 3. Not going to fully connect. Nice DI out. Up tilt going to be coming through. Nice, these forward airs. Now all of a sudden, Rivals using that forward airs to snuff out. We saw the exact opposite situation in other games, and Rivals looking to stay alive here, bring this set to the coveted game number 5. Still, forward throw, gonna send him off the stage. Now Loxodont forced to recover, first to burn some resources, tries to get the drag down with the forward, and the backer gonna be sent off stage. Fork tilt, though, puts Fleet up in the air and just needs one solid confirm to be able to purple here. The explosion, though, Dairy not following up on this, and it seems like Dairy, that damage, that pressure that they were able to put on it in other games, not nearly as consistent in this game, as Rivals having more and more opportunities to put on some more pressure. And I think, you know, if Rivals is able to take this game, it's going to be such momentum shift, but